maybe we could support them with like military arms or like intelligence and stuff like that. But I don't.
I think like people like don't really care and they just like skip and just press like okay and without knowing the like what they are asking us for, kind of.
I mean, on one side they are their own country now, so I think they can have their own rules and stuff. So yeah, I think you can support them.
Sometimes there's a bit of a racist framing against China as well. Not to say they're good people.
Taiwanese people are being called Chinese. Do you consider that as racist? Because they don't consider themselves Chinese. They identify as Taiwanese. 新闻硬邦邦听新闻最爽，我是节目主持人斯坦，欢迎各位收看。今天我们到了这个英国伦敦的唐人街，然后在这里我要采访英国这边的人，他们有使用抖音的习惯呢？他们会不会支持禁止抖音？然后如果台湾遭到侵略的话，他们认为英国要不要来帮忙？那因为这边的族群很特别，所以我觉得大家也会很好奇，在这里的人会有什么样的想法？开始吧。Thank you so much for agreeing to take part in that. First question: Do you guys use TikTok?
Yeah.
Yeah. What do you use it for? What kind of videos do you watch there?
Like Christian TikTok,
educational videos.
Okay. You probably have heard some news that there are some privacy concerns and that your personal data gets into, for example, communist countries where they can get access to that at any time. What do you think about it?
It's scary, but I don't think I'm bothered enough, in all honesty.
Okay. Would you support the TikTok ban then?
I wouldn't necessarily, because some people's income they use primarily from TikTok, so taking away TikTok will take away kind of their whole life.
What do you think about maybe switching to like YouTube Shorts or other platforms?
It's kind of difficult for certain people that have based their whole life off TikTok, and some families are funding their children off TikTok.
I think there should be an age ban. I think that TikTok should only be able for like teenagers, like 13 plus. I feel like too many young kids have access to it and it can see a lot of things on the internet. I think that's what should be banned. But apart from that, I don't think it should be stopped as an app.
Well, yeah.
I feel like TikTok wastes a lot of people's times. Like there's so many things that people could be doing instead of scrolling on their phone for hours. And I feel like banning TikTok would, in a sense, or putting a time limit for all users would probably make more sense.
Okay, so we have time limit and age restrictions. I do agree with the age restrictions because there are too many like underage kids, not only like watching but also posting themselves in like very like embarrassing situations, and later on they cannot just delete it out of the internet. So, and do you guys know Taiwan?
The country?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And you know, like right now China is threatening Taiwan with invasion and so on. Yeah. Do you think that if anything bad happens to Taiwan, the United Kingdom or other democratic countries should help?
What are they threatening them about?
What is it about?
Yeah. China thinks that Taiwan belongs to them, but in reality, Taiwan has its own government, its own political system. They have visa-free with the UK, for example. They have very good relations with democracy, but the Chinese government thinks that they should belong to China, and they are saying that they might use their army to actually get Taiwan. Yeah, I kind of like Russia, Ukraine. Yeah.
But
What's the history with you? Sorry, what's it? Yeah, go.
I personally feel like if the UK get involved, it will actually ruin our country, because in the whole like the UK give a lot of help, but it actually hurts our like economic state. So us putting ourselves forward and helping will actually ruin our economy, because we don't know the links and what that country actually gave for us. So I believe it depends on what level it's going to reach. The UK should take a calm approach.
Or if they ask for help?
Or if they ask for help, then for sure I believe that they should help.
I think maybe we can support them with like military arms or like intelligence and stuff like that. But I don't think we should go to war, because especially because China, like we studied China in history.
Okay.
It's such a big like government, and especially right now, like China holds a lot of power in the world. As much as we might not want to say it, but I feel like it just wouldn't be a smart decision in order to go to. We've already got problems with Russia, so to have problems with China as well, it's like a suicide. I personally feel like.
But maybe other kind of, as you said, intelligence, weaponry, maybe some medical supplies.
Yeah, definitely.
Like that.
Definitely. Like Red Cross, all those aids, stuff like that, definitely.
And fundraising and things like that.
Yeah, these are very good answers. Thank you so much.
No worries.
Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Do you use TikTok?
I do have it, but I don't use it a lot.
Okay, and if you use it and when you use it, do you watch short videos, and what kind of short videos do you watch?
Cooking videos, baking videos.
Okay.
Videos with clothing. Yeah. all different kind of things.
And do you know that there are many concerns about privacy while using TikTok, and that data goes to some unfriendly countries? And what do you think about that?
Yeah, I am aware of that, but yeah, the one says this and the other says that, so yeah, I don't know what you need to expect and what you need to believe, so...
Would you support a TikTok ban, probably?
I mean, I think there are already bans in America.
In America, yeah, in America and in India.
Yeah, and I think they were also thinking of banning it in the Netherlands, but I'm not sure about that. But yeah, I mean, if they have proof that it is, that there are privacy things, then I do understand it. But if there is not proof, then yeah, I don't know.
And the last question, do you know Taiwan?
Taiwan, yes, yeah.
And the question is, you probably know what kind of situation Taiwan is currently in, and that it is being threatened. Do you think if Taiwan gets attacked, if the UK or any other democratic country, for example, the Netherlands, do you think that we should support Taiwan?
I have no idea.
If they ask for help?
Yeah, I'm not really up to date what's happening there, to be honest.
Okay, then let me tell you, like China is claiming them as a part of their territory, but they have their own government, their own democratic system, their own like visa system, like everything, their own army, and China is saying that they might use military force to get Taiwan.
Yeah.
And in that kind of like Russia-Ukraine situation, do you think if anything bad happens, like the democracies should unite and help Taiwan?
I mean, I think so. I mean, on one side, they are their own country now, so I think they can have their own rules and stuff. So, yeah, I think you can support them. But, yeah, as I already said, I'm not really into it, so I don't...
Okay. Yeah.
I'm a little bit scared to say anything, so I'm scared to say anything bad about it. But, yeah, I think if it is their own country and they are, like, individual, then... Yeah, then it's their country, I think. Yeah. I don't know what else I can say about it.
Thank you so much.
Yeah,
that was a very good answer. Thanks a lot.
So much.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Have a good one.
Yeah.
Do you use TikTok?
No.
Great. The question is, you probably know about the privacy concerns with that platform. You probably have seen it on the news, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
Would you support a TikTok ban or put in some restrictions on TikTok?
Well, I think then it's like I agree. I'd support it, but I'm just thinking like, in terms of double standards, like how do we apply the same standards to like, like GAFAMs, so like Google, Amazon, Facebook, like because they use our data in the same way. So for me personally, so I'm French. I see us as like Europeans. Obviously, the UK has different like geopolitical like positioning compared to the US. But so I understand maybe. I don't know what your campaign exactly is about, but like I'd be worried about like GAFAMs as well. Like, and in Europe, like if you look at like charities and organisms that take care about those issues, they're equally scared of like China and US because they know geopolitically they're going to use this against Europeans' interests. So that's how I see it from like my French point of view, basically.
Well, but for the companies like Google or Apple, they are present in Europe. They have offices there, and you can sue them if they're doing anything that you think is not correct. You cannot sue TikTok.
Yeah, but if they, suing is not that easy, right? Like you have to make a class action.
Yeah.
They have like,
they have lawyers,
200 more budget than you, and it's not that easy. And like even Vestager, who was like the previous. One of the previous high up was in charge of like finding those sort of company. She could only find them at like like a ridiculous amount basically. So I think it's not that easy, and it's very pervasive. And even for like our cloud storage, we sometimes we Europeans we use like those companies to like protect our data, but now they just have like an oligopoly on those. So I agree with you, like it's easier, it's more comfortable than TikTok, but just because it's a bit more doesn't mean, the bigger picture is that it's really hard to hold them accountable too.
Okay, I gotcha. And the second question, do you know Taiwan?
Yes, I know Taiwan. I'm not a specialist by any means.
But you probably know the dangers Taiwan is currently facing, right?
Yeah.
And do you think that anything bad happens to Taiwan if France, the UK, like European countries, the US, should support Taiwan and help Taiwan?
That's a difficult one because obviously there's a lot of like. So for example, like I'm very like left-leaning, so I think any type of like post-colonial thing or like imperialist scheme is like something we should like keep in check, and I believe like there should be like more like multipolar type of world instead of like two big countries and everyone is bowing to those two big countries, i.e. like China and the US. So in that sense, yes, I think we should protect Taiwan, but then again, we've got to have like double standard. Like Taiwan is like mainstream news, but there's a lot of like little countries that are like victim of the same sort of injustices that Taiwan is victim to.
There are Uyghur people,
yeah, exactly.
Genocide.
Exactly, yeah, and sometimes I feel we tend to focus on like one thing or the other, and sometimes there's a bit of a racist framing against China as well. Not to say they're good people and they have our best interests in mind, but just to say like we should be apply the same critical thinking to like any sort of like imperialist countries, basically.
Well, I agree with you 100% and about like the racist framing. Taiwanese people are being called Chinese. Do you consider that as racist? Because they don't consider themselves Chinese. They identify as Taiwanese.
I don't know enough about that precise subject. Like I think I've said like most of the thing I wanted to say.
Yeah, but do you know that China is also an empire that is having like Tibet, is Turkestan, Hong Kong under themselves, and anti-colonialism, yes, perfect. Then, okay, Japan used to be a colonial power. After the Second World War, Korea got its independence, but Taiwan was basically like sold to, that time, the ROC government and their national identity movement, and they were always identifying themselves as Taiwanese, and before the democratization and the things that happened in the 90s. So I do agree with you like 100%. I do understand that post-colonial rhetoric, but there are not only France, the UK, and the Netherlands used to be colonial powers. Right now we have Russia, we have China that are also as colonial as, but the UK decolonized. UK has no more colonies right now. Same thing with France, same thing with Germany.
Yeah, I mean, there's a good documentary, it's called the Second British Empire, and it says how the external British territories of UK are used as a Second British Empire, as in like they're using them as legal entities, as tax havens, basically. So you've got more subtle forms of like but I think my girlfriend really wants us to go. Like you can see she's really pissed off now. So I think, as I said, I don't have a huge lot of expertise on the subject. I try not to talk shit too much, and I think you're going in a territory which I don't have expertise on. So I think I'll.
Okay, I suggest. Can I suggest you one thing? You can also read about Chinese colonialism. What do they do in Africa? What do they do in Central Asia?
I agree. I know. Yeah,
we should
grabbing and all of that. Yeah.
I mean, like we always are talking about the US, the UK, Western countries, but Russia and China are also not angels.
As I said, like, I don't believe there's any country in the world that's like an angel. I think a country itself has some sort of like inherent, imperialist desire. That's part of like countries. Like we could say that for religions as well. So
it was a very good discussion, though.
Yeah.
Thank you, mate. Have a good one. I have a question. Do you use TikTok?
Yes, I use TikTok.
What do you use it for? What kind of videos do you watch there?
Oh, I love to watch edits and like trendy stuffs.
Okay. And do you know that there are some concerns regarding privacy of the people using TikTok?
Yeah, I know like the algorithms.
Yeah.
Like they can cut what I'm looking at and stuff like that.
And your personal data might also be like transferred to not very friendly countries.
Yes. We have learned a lot of this in class.
Yeah. And that actually is pretty good. And what do you think about the TikTok ban or any kind of restrictions on using TikTok? You have any opinion?
I think like people like don't really care and they just like skip and just press like okay and without knowing the like what they are asking us for, kind of.
Okay. So would you support any kind of action, for example, restricting age or maybe not allowing like personal data of children to be shared via TikTok?
Yes, I mean it's kind of a good thing. Like me personally, I have used TikTok and Musical.ly like since I was a kid, but it's good because not every children understand the dangerous of using social media and how like the people behind social media can take your information. So in a way it's good for the children that they are protected from that. But like me, I'm so addicted to TikTok, so if someone took that away from me, I would be kind of sad.
Okay. And final question, do you know Taiwan?
Taiwan?
Yeah.
Yes.
Are you from the UK?
No, I'm from Norway.
You're from Norway. Norway is a democratic country,
Yes.
just as the UK, just as Poland, just as Germany or the United States. Taiwan is also a democracy. Do you think if Taiwan gets threatened or if Taiwan is being attacked, if something bad happens to Taiwan, that Norway or other democratic countries should support Taiwan in any way, shape or form?
To be honest, I don't really know that.
Okay.
I don't know.
Okay. But like, like Russia and Ukraine,
Yeah.
Ukraine got attacked. If something similar happens to Taiwan, would you support Taiwan?
Yeah, I would.
Okay. Thank you.
Yes.
Thank you. Very good answers. 很开心啊，遇到台湾人了。非常感谢你愿意接受我的采访。我想请问一下，你有在用抖音吗？
没有，
没有。那你知道抖音的那些关于个人资料安全相关的疑虑吗？很多国家都想要禁掉。
知道，因为有在做 marketing， 所以对。
那你个人会觉得这种的做法是对的吗？
你说禁掉
抖音，或做一些限制啊，比方说什么年龄限制等。
年龄限制或者是做 data protection 的话，我觉得是非常的适合。对，对。
好，那你住在英国吗？你认为如果台湾遇到什么问题、什么事情，你认为英国要帮助台湾吗？身为民主国家？
如果支持民主国家的话，我觉得需要吧，就是对。就是像美国或其他西方国家一样，就是支持民主国家的，对。
那你在英国的时候，因为你看像我到处跑嘛，然后我拍影片啊，讲一些支持台湾的故事啊，然后介绍台湾给其他人。你住在英国，你怎么样对你的英国的朋友介绍台湾？
现在我觉得这几年在英国，看到台湾的新闻或者是广告的曝光率其实变多了，因为可能政府有做一些努力吧，所以越来越多人知道台湾，尤其是这一次疫情，然后半导体的关系，所以大家都知道台湾，对，然后还有食物啊什么的，所以越来越多身边蛮多朋友知道台湾，也会想要去台湾玩什么的。
其实台湾的人权也很重要啊，我知道就是很多人权相关的议题，像是妇女权利啊，或什么同志婚姻合法化，这些东西都是很正面的，对台湾来说一个正面的行销。
对，
你觉得呢？
是啊，我觉得台湾有越来越好，越来越重视这一方面的议题，然后像婚姻平权也是亚洲第一个国家。
对，目前说是唯一。
泰国不是通过了吗？
已经通过了吗？
好像通过了嘞。
哦，那第一
是第一，对，现在好像泰国通过，印象中，所以我觉得台湾在亚洲方面有很多领先的，就是在这一方面人权议题啊什么的，是确实是蛮领先其他亚洲国家，所以我觉得还不错。但还不能说完美，但是有很多地方可以改，还是地方可以改进的。
就方向，我觉得方向是正确的。对，就台湾加油！好，谢谢，太棒了。First question: Do you use TikTok?
No, I do not.
Nice.
And do you know that there are some concerns regarding privacy on that platform?
Yeah, that's actually why my mom won't let me use it.
Okay.
Yeah.
And what do you think about the TikTok ban or some restrictions that can be imposed on TikTok?
I think it'd be good to have like some kind of like privacy added to it, but I think that completely banning it, obviously everyone uses it and it's like part of people's daily lives, so I don't think a ban would go over well. But I definitely think adding privacy or something like that would be good to do.
Okay. And another question. Do you know Taiwan?
Do I what?
Taiwan.
I don't know what that is.
A country in Asia.
Taiwan.
Yeah.
Yes, I do.
Okay. What do you know about the country?
Not much.
Not much. But do you know that it is being challenged by China, right? And threatened by China. Oh, China considers Taiwan as their territory, kind of like Russia-Ukraine situation, and they say that they will invade. And I wanted to ask you, do you think that if anything bad happens to Taiwan, the United Kingdom or other democratic countries should come in support of Taiwan and protect it?
I mean, probably, yeah. I would think that, like, if they're not doing something good or, threatening it, I think we should help in any way we can, I guess. Yeah.
It's a wonderful answer. Thank you so much.
Yeah.
Have a good one.
Thank you.
非常感谢各位的观看。如果喜欢这种内容的影片，就按赞、订阅跟留言。相赞助的在这里影片下面会Patron跟应援科技这两个网站的连接。那我也想问一下大家，你们用抖音吗？然后你们对禁止抖音有什么样的想法？那你们认为民主国家如果台湾遇到什么三长两短的事情，要不要来帮忙？我们就到这边了，拜拜。复古又美丽的英国，充满绅士的国度。操！哎，远离一点啊！够！哎，远离一点啊！操！You fuck off! Go! You guys like Taiwan?
Yeah.
Taiwan girl. Oh, that was so rude. 你好没礼貌啊，这样子推人家啊？
什么没礼貌？
你没礼貌，你推我啊！
你拿这个，你拿这个，
等一下，你手放开啊！你手放开。哦，你还会骂脏话啊！
操！
哎，远离一点啊！
Go！ 哎，
远离一点啊
！Go！ Go！
哦
Go man! Go!
Take your hands out of my face. All right? Like that.
Why?
I don't know.
Was it because we had the Taiwan flag?
Probably. And then he just wanted to take it out.